What must say? Yomu yase. Eswomu call out here. So me name and shame. Obia and they say you boom for a jurist na just say Obia with nimumra. Then delegate is verbal diarrhea. Just an annual free. And Okatakyie. The delegate is a Muno Motrofa, former Chief Justice, a year of Kufo, some time that year. She has become a loose cannon on our political landscape, behaving like a social commentator or a serial caller who wants to meddle in all affairs of the state. Delegate, whoever wrote this a year article, I say bow down your head in shame. Make us say because brapa mami yapo. Wo say the pana which one wo tron sem huni sebi and be ko mom permit me na me use the word wo tron kwase asem no mom permit me
one year omo editor kasa
because one year delegate chief editor fortunately me such an astute journalist now what na wo me tworo we for former chief justice ho when the idea omo tworo no wa publish it. Because with the work and them abain wa teso no abain no amaba betena manfo no so na mudi manfo ni sika e di premai e bu manfo ni kom no the work and them wa munti yentra so was it her ladyship Mrs. Justice Sofia Kufo not too long ago the Chief Justice of the Republic has become very predictable in public space why you predictable monsu mamemwo no amubuo no ye predictable amemwo fun no amubuo no ye predictable nti na comment on the amemwo no so ye predictable etiko obi ankra no ntu
said the moyen
animal farm anu matete nkraman no mo tworo sima ka kira mu jojobo watete nkraman ne man na afi wo the attack wo mo a wo mo ye dissenting opinions nyina ye jojo wo suban no mo ye no ha animal farm no mo ye no ha afi we say the second female Chief Justice of our land, and during her tenure, the fourth most important person in Ghana after the President, Vice President, and the Speaker, is gradually reducing that office to nothingness by poking her nose in matters that do not require her intervention. Nonsense to the highest degree.
Exactly.
So fire.
Nonsense to the highest degree. Asam no aya work unfortunately me obeka wo yire no jamu asam ana
Abida.
Fortunately me and somewhat Chief Justice beka na ya no obeka delegate mo newsroom ho no said the mo manage wo asam no obeka na eti and some no ekoso wo Ghana no a wode na no atum no wo say a matter that does not call her for her intervention na ofri Kosovo ofri Bolivia ofri Sri Lanka ofri Kuroimu ofri Omayimu eti question it does not call for her intervention na can call for whose intervention ye betimi atena se amake keke kamanfo anu atum say ya yentia dissenting opinions and people with logical reasoning cannot come into our political space because of nyamatantan say omo ba admo de omo so omo twoma da pa no ahoro and someone a former Chief Justice eka emu dia ina nya nokore afi we say the position of Chief Justice is a revered one. It's a revered one. Tina mudin se mfunu amanfo ni sika no ayede amam se mo hwe man so no. Mo bob sika wo man ho bra bone ama bedru pempenso a ehiafo a enye wo musika. Na Chief Justice so wo no won tena se enye wo anka anya hwe unse wo ka bibi wo ha and I'll read anya former Chief Justice or retire one a year salary so oh who here dance and wo I say which the position of Chief Justice is a revered one, especially as the head of the judiciary, which acts as a bulwark against the courts that she headed have from immemorial been the final arbiter in disagreement in our society. Now him said the court is the final arbiter in disagreement in our society dear. And you know sabre baby adu no hia final arbitration. Enti no wakasa no. Amemwo fonu amubuo no. Final arbitration must be passed. Exactly. That is why the former Chief Justice is speaking. It may be a do sebi I some more na mu blame mu se matrap it all. No ma kwose nkrama manuachi. And when I say nkrama is figuratively. I'm not calling any human being as nkrama. Exactly. But George Orwell book mu na mu kwotro yes Napoleon opetu me nwa die no tete nkrama ma di scene ho. Yes sir. Fire. Ebi na George fortunately me wuyi. Thus, all our judges and magistrates are not only held in high esteem, but are revered because of the pride of the place they occupy in conduct of public affairs in country. Many people were shocked to see Mrs. Sofia Kufo. You and who were shocked?
We are not sure.
And in fact, oh, you're right. We were shocked. The fact that Chief Justice Etimi Babeye picketing send kokrafo ne mrewafo mabo omobra na sika omudi beto eye BP aduro anomo na aban se say BP aduro betwitwa mo haircut me twa mo bo ayi me twa mo bo cut ye me twa ponko ewo musika ho na no papa kokora oba ha 61 years or so no oba ye no no ani sika wo su se me nkopa cho me ntwa ni sika man na former Chief Justice say or retire one salary so but one tena ho hwe mamre wafo ne kokorafo sika wo mode beto BP aduro omo ntena ho and one no baba join e wo mo I say we were shocked we were shocked to see Mrs. Sofia Akufo picketing at the Ministry of Finance last year to draw attention to government's inability to pay bondholders. Look
at this.
Nankanya Mrs. Sofia Akufo na so picketia. Anka him for na picketing. Kaya yefo. Anka wan picketing because onim when they came for the trade unionists, if she does not speak one day they will come for her and there will not be anybody to speak for her. And she's fighting for her grandchildren, her children, the next generation. It was my bisu na nye ni patan time ye no krom ha. And unfortunately me wo de delegate the person good anymore here. And ke be hold this woman way in high esteem.
Exactly.
So because we are the voice of dissent, who is not keeping quiet because he's enjoying. Anya former Chief Justice. We be didi akwapim da obewu. Ye tria the every month. She retired on her salary. It go back na no to do didi. Ani atetemo. Just with dissenting opinion bia be mo a some back na no tum. Now we won here. Since last year, it is yet to be established whether she held aloft the placard in solidarity with the bondholders or she is also affected by the domestic. Okay, whether she did it in solidarity with the people or she is affected directly. Which one of them is wrong? Delegate, let me ask you, which one of them is wrong? Delegate, which one of them is wrong? What kind of society is this? What kind of country is this? Who do be been a maker be? Delegate to Mr. Jawa mo mbakika the voices of dissent in and what omudi atemi de bek komu nyina what former Chief Justice anya no de bibura bem onim de woye afa yentie who retired or he say bondholders or she is also affected by the domestic debt exchange. We know that as a former Chief Justice who retired on her salary, the domestic debt exchange program could not have dire consequences on her like normal pensioners. Delegate, fortunately, me shame on you. Eti one kananun tum na affect one directly. Asan wakasa. Waba ye question wo busa mo. Wo say Mosi ye drew her as if you can sika ho haircut. But nobody is telling us how we got here. Ehu ye ke abusuan pani de ye de abusuan koko jawa. Ni ase fa bo abusuan ho bra. Na se abusuan koko na katisi so a. Oba be kire ye de anti akatisi so. Ayasa. O me kire ye. Se manfo no ma anu ase. Ye de akatisi so na ade koye ma pe. Wo ko wasa krupon akodo se nu akwohye oga edem. Abusuan pani ntu anko ankohwe. Se koko nu omo de nioma aguso. Akatia duro aguso. Omado ase wa ankohwe. Ukodri na akatia sisu a no aba be ka kire busuafo ne se akatia si koko no su na momfa musika mra na msamfa ngoe na busuafo ne se kire ye die ntia akatisi su wo si nipa no a wo busa se die ntia akatisi su no kire ye no eno ne ni wo problem enti former Chief Justice ye nimo se wono ankasa ade na affecting no se so enkokrafo na de no wo jiwa wo tworo sa article ewu nim nyansa wo nim nyansa. It was society more until something affects you directly, you should not speak. What kind of logic is this? What kind of human nature? It you agree no other trust article, you know. Does it make sense to you? Also, quite unfortunately, such a notable person has also become as predictable, just like she said about the judiciary. Unfortunately, Aleme saw to the publication of this article. And they former Chief Justice and what we believe she has a personal axe to grind. One more trick be using away communist inferior tactics.
Exactly.
Okay. Say what can say munua name on the pay reason be the former Chief Justice.
Na akwadwama
and what grammar say we believe she has a personal axe to grind with Akufo-Addo government for reasons best known to her. but we can conjecture. Mabodam.
Aye.
It is a newspaper, no, they are conjecture. I mean, go all ballistic on them.
Yeah, they are chill.
Go.
We should go all ballistic. I say we can conjecture.
Yes.
So as a media house, you are doing conjecturing. Just because you want to give the dog a bad name and hang it. Opa me ye munko dite baby na mumfa story mra ba me enyama sep. Me bomfa bomba la train boy. Me free bomfa ba manfa hwe ama. Me ko chena me fa hwe nko. Me no obi ani agreement bi ase. Me ba ase me di bibi ba. Me kan ko re. We can conjecture that it may have something to do with the failure of President Nana-Addo to appoint her to the Council of State.
Yes. Listen.
Obi rising to the state of Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. The Council of State in the Hey,
the Council of State.
Obi rising to become the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana. Nama for now, Council of State is what? Eti Council of State in what? Council near the State. It is difficult to tell whether a person of her stature would want to descend in the gutter to play the dirty game of politics. Medical culture must say politics is not dirty.
Exactly.
It's because we continue to allow dirty people in the space, and people like Chief Justice Ofoye Kufu, voice of dissent, must be allowed into the space for us to have convincing conversations. I was in the gutter here. Say politics is dirty. Dirty people in your continue allow them to be making noise in the airways. So we need sensible people, people of valor, people of honorable men and women to come into the space. Space in shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Delegate, shame on you. Shame on you. Shame on you. Your friends say, Papa, your friends say, Blay, Freddie Blay, what's my Blay? One no newspaper in the no pay shame on you. Oh, she. One money care, one near Pia. Oh, in case close will be for some case be inclusive. In case close way.
Fortunate.
Aye.
Ye jawa mo won be come out for anu atum say. Omo dia tebie ba. Wo se sori aso. Nga se sori so. Omo ne kan.
Aye.
Delegate she. Oh, ani ngwasi akwa ba we. Ye mam kwa ma mo ntwero se guru family for. Especially when they are fighting for a good cause.
Exactly so.
Now them politics and China be come no my name there. Tija. They are in here. Akwa bodam. So and one of the can go for
oh yeah, ani abo abodi keke.
Hey, former Chief Justice there. Ni kwan so here yes sir. There's a job no munyimi.
Se mo keke.
E bia the teachers na na yo hin oti an be ja delegate no munyimi.